it's like a dream of mine to completely blow out and like have to restructure my knee.
We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion.
Cindy! The TV's leaking!
McLovin?
Yeah. Today is Thomas Cup's birthday, and this is Project X. Yo.
Okay, I gotta get my computer out. We are running behind schedule. We're a minute behind schedule.
Please forgive us.
Holy shit! Hold on.
DapItRadio.com.
Real trap shit.
Oh, I unplugged my earphones. Okay, here we. Oh, I unplugged my earphones again. There we go. My dad texted me. He said, "Are you wearing a Tigers hat?" Yes, I am, father. Detroit Tigers. The D is hard though. Pause.
Oh,
That's crazy. It's crazy. I just said that. Welcome to Bird Core. My name is Sam Bird. I am the host of the show, like I am every week. I'm joined, like I am every week, with Kit, producer Kit. How are you?
I'm good. It's a busy week, exam week, so yeah.
Yeah.
We out here.
And you're a student athlete.
And draft eligible.
And draft eligible.
Yes, he is.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Talk to him, Kit.
I don't think I used that
Hell
reference.
yeah.
Right. That third voice you're hearing today, I know you're thinking to yourself, what? Who is that? Well, I know there's Sam, and there's Kit, but who's that? Huh? Who's the third voice? Great question. That third voice is today's guest. He's a producer. He's a director. He's a master networker. I rhymed. The king of mustaches. You may know him as Sub Cheese for Guac, or a new nickname I'm going to start giving him today, CP24. The co-founder of LUNO BLVD, the one, the only, Cory Pitman.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you here. We've been talking about this for a while.
Long time.
Yes, we have, and you're here. You were going to come, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And we had to do some renegotiations with the calendar.
And we figured out the contract and we got it sorted.
Dude, and this is the season finale.
I can't believe it. I'm honored.
This is special.
This is crazy.
I'm happy you're here.
The final one. This is the last firework. Like where the firework just keeps doing more fireworks within the one firework.
Yeah.
You know? This is what it feels like. It's an honor.
Wow. I'm glad you're honored. We're glad to have you here. Do you hear a ringing in your headphones?
Yes.
Is it just me? You hear
I hear it.
Okay, let me do some adjustments. Meet. Hold on. I don't know if that works. You know what? There's just going to be some ringing.
That's okay. Didn't bother me that much.
No.
We'll make it out.
It's not bothering me. It's only what I hear every second. Whatever. Okay, before we jump into anything, two things. Cory, I have a bubbly for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Are we allowed to drink in the studio? No, sir.
No.
We're not. Are we gonna?
Yes.
We might.
Kit said it was the last week, so we're going down.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's funny is I was also on the way here. I'm like, damn, I should grab us some bubblies.
Well, that's what you did. You came to my house. Would have been a few, I guess, like a month or two ago, and you brought Bubly. Oh, that sounds nice. So I had to return the favor.
Well, thank you. And you got the new Bubly Mary Berry Bubbles, which I already had 2 of these today.
Really?
Sign me up.
Me too.
Sign me up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, Spirit Live. Find me $50.
Going down the bang.
I know you're not a big sparkling water guy.
No.
Do you want some? Do you want to try it?
Come on, live reaction.
I'll sap it.
Yeah.
So bad.
Kit.
That is disgusting.
At least he's not a spitter.
He loves it. He's lying.
No, that's nasty. It's like licking a TV.
Whoa, that's
Kit.
a good way to look at it.
Kit Bubly. That's what they're saying on the streets. I didn't say that. They said that.
I heard it.
Since they said that, I'll say that.
I've heard it. Cory, you also pulled up with another drink today, and I swear to God, I thought you pulled up with a pint.
Yes.
I thought you pulled up with an ounce mixed with Fanta.
That's only on Fridays.
That's true.
Today's a Wednesday.
That's 2 days. That's 2 days away.
That's right.
You ever done lean? Actually, we don't have to get into that. Can you hold that up to the camera?
I don't know where the camera's at. It feels like I'm in Hot Ones. They're like, camera here, camera here, camera
Lower
there.
just a little bit? Yeah. Yeah. If you're looking at the screen right now, tell me that doesn't look like codeine.
Here, this will help.
Promethazine. Yeah. I can see the Sprite mixed in there right now. Well, I wanted to make sure we got all those important basics out of the way to begin with, I also know that you are not drinking caffeine right now.
Yeah, I'm like 10 days in.
That's crazy. Or is it crazy?
I thought it would be crazier than it is, and it's really not affected me that much.
How many coffees were you drinking a day? Oh my God, I burped. I'm sorry.
Maybe 2? Like 3, but then I'm just geeking. Like if I'm drinking 3, I'm like, okay, drink it high for like 2 hours, crash, then it's just like constant cycle.
Yeah.
I have to be really careful to actually like get it dialed right. And I have to like wait till like, I don't know, 11:30 in the morning, then have one.
Oh wow,
the
really?
crashes were brutal, yeah. I always tried at least for an hour to 2 hours after I woke up.
That's supposed to be better for you.
Yeah.
Because you avoid that afternoon crash.
Huberman said it, so I believe it.
That's what I heard it from Huberman too.
Hey, anything he says, I believe.
He's smart. You know he's covered in ink.
I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were gonna say something.
First time I listened to him, I said Andrew Huberman shirtless. Usually what I do when I listen to most podcasts. Birdcore, Sam Bird shirtless. It's immediate search right after.
I'll show you right now. I won't. That's not the first time
That's
I've
the
offered
601.
to take my clothes off on this podcast, I think.
Also believe that.
Yeah, that's fair. So it hasn't been affecting you because I've thought of doing the same thing. I've had 3 coffees today, I think, which is like normal.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get a coffee on the way here, but I would be geeking, tweaking. I can't save no hoe. So I was like, not happening. But I was going to.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you're always just like, oh, I will. What's whatever. I love the taste. I love the process of making an espresso every morning.
Yeah.
I love frothy milk. It's just like that process to me is like very special, and I love that. So that sucks to lose. And then the decaf coffee is just really just bean water that I'm drinking right now. And that's just like, it is what it is. But I like noticed that I don't have like that big spurts of energy, but throughout my day, I'm just like more level-headed and just like, I'm not like, my levels are the same. And the big reliant factors are my sleep, like 8 hours, like crazy. 8 hours does a lot for you if you're not like skipping out.
Yeah.
Like even yesterday, I was drinking like an absolute dog all day, all night.
Alcohol?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a day of entertainment for me.
Tuesday, yeah.
It was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was with my friends who were currently unemployed because we're all freelancers and it's a little slow. And that's what it is. So then we ate breakfast at mine and then saw a movie, saw a dream scenario, and then went to Italy, had a beer, and then got 3 more beers, and then I went to Saltburn, drank them during the movie, and then I got 2 more beers, headed to the Leafs game. And then I'm at the Leafs game, and it's like, you can't have an empty cup. It's the Leafs game. Then you're drinking, and then you go to the bar after, then you go to the next bar after, then you go back to the next bar. Next thing you know, it's been like 10 hours of drinking alcohol.
Wow.
And even though I had like 9 hours of sleep last night, I woke up and I'm like, dude, I don't feel, not even hungover. It's like my brain just fog is just not there.
Yeah.
And obviously that much alcohol is always going to do that to you, but even like a few beers will do that to you as well. And I'm realizing the caffeine, it's like, the reason I did it is to like isolate that, like that's out of the factor. What are the other factors? Like how I eat, how much carbs I eat in the morning. It's like if I'm eating a heavy breakfast, when am I getting sleepy? If I take like a 5 p.m. nap, if I just close my eyes for like 10 minutes, like trying to figure out those things. And yeah, the consensus has been don't drink, sleep's a big one. Lighter breakfast than I expect, and don't just eat to eat. Just kind of like follow your body when you're hungry.
Who needs Andrew Huberman when you have Cory Pitman?
And these are not backed by anything besides my own thoughts.
These are backed by, I did, and I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made it out the mud.
That's a great day, though. So you saw 2 movies yesterday, 2 movies that are both receiving I've seen a lot of feedback on both. I've heard Dream Scenario is one of a kind, masterpiece, fantastic movie. Nick Cage gives his all, and it's phenomenal. And I've heard Saltburn. I know people who love it, and I know people who hate it. Kit, you've seen it. You don't like it.
No, I thought it was horrible, a waste of time. Also, my experience also sucked because they gave me the wrong drink I ordered, so it was shit from the get-go.
Yeah, that blows. I still want to see it.
Did you feel like it was too long?
The ending was really long.
Oh my god! I was like, get it over with. I was like, this could have been an hour 30, not 2:15.
100%. That's why, like, I was like sitting in my seat, like, where is this going? Where is this going? And then the ending also kind of just repeated itself like 3 times.
Yes.
You got the gist of it.
Again, and then they did it again, and it's like, okay, we get it. Just show the highlight reel.
Yeah.
I literally could have used a TSN 3-minute highlight reel to sum up that ending.
The first third of the movie was good. After that, I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, I agree. And Jacob Elordi, phenomenal. He killed it. I was talking to Sam before this. He just had that sauce where it was so natural. His character was so natural to him. He just had it, and it just made sense. His character made so much sense for him.
He had an eyebrow piercing.
Yes. He was edgy.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch it. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know with who. I might go alone.
That's okay.
I'm going to watch
Alone movies are great. But title cards, got to give it up. Title cards, phenomenal. Locations, insane.
it. Yeah?
Yeah, I got to give those two things. They deserve a good shout.
I want to dive into your world now. And in terms of you've produced, you've directed, I want to touch on locations because we recently had an issue when we were making a short recently where we had to quickly switch locations. There was a situation, construction, and we had to kind of think on our feet. Is that something that, like, there's so many fires you have to put out as a producer, right? Is that one of the bigger ones that you've had to put out? What are some, like, big fires you've had to put out? Like, big things that have happened. I heard something about Subway.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was a funny one. I don't know. One, we were shooting at Bangarang. No, Track and Field. And the owner, Nikki, absolute saint. Phenomenal woman. So kind.
Shout out, Nikki.
So willing. Worked with her budget. Location is always the hardest because smaller budgets is just like you want a good location, you're going to pay for a bag. Or it's like a unique location is harder to come by, but it does so much more for you. A fire had to put, I don't know, like we were shooting at Track and Field and we thought we got all the smoke alarms and we did, and then the fire trucks were called and like their alarms wouldn't stop going off, but we were like behind schedule. And when I produce, I usually AD as well. So I'm just like constantly trying to push the schedule, and then it was just so behind. And like Nikki's just like on the phone with the fire department being like, don't come, false alarm. And then we had to like figure out how to shut it off, but we still needed the haze for the shot. So we were kind of just like, had to still like keep turning it on and wafting it, just be like, okay, well, don't do too much. And it's just like finding that balance of like going between like the owner of the bar and like to my DP, and he's like, I need haze for the shot because now we can't use the other stuff if we don't. And then me going back to the bar owner and trying to like figure that out with her. Those are the hard parts, but that's what makes it fun because you got to learn how they think. It's like the way I always see it is in university when you have a prof and you're like, you read through the assignment and sorry, let me reword this. Some profs want you to have like an MLA format. Some profs want you to like go off guide of what they want and just create a whole new project. You just have to know what that prof wants. It's like if they want proper formatting, you give them proper formatting, the content doesn't need to be strong, but if the formatting's there, they're like, oh my God, you did it. If they're like, you went off track and that's what they wanted, just see like push your creative boundaries and you did no formatting, but that's what they wanted, that's what they want. You just gotta like, when you're negotiating with these people, what do they want and how do they see value? And the value to them is like being kind to them, making sure their space is taken care of. If that's what matters to them, or it's the money that matters to them, or being out by a certain time, it's like reassuring them every time. Oh, we're on schedule. We're coming up early. We're going to be out by then. If time is valuable to them. If it's making sure the place is clean, it's assigning somebody to be with that owner to go around and make sure everything's clean around them, or like assigning a few people to make sure that shit's tight. So it's kind of just speaking their language in the best way. But that's what makes it fun because you're like learning these things on the fly about these people.
Yeah, and like you were saying a second ago, you know, being especially like a young creative, being freelance is you can go 2-3 weeks without work, right? And then all of a sudden it's like you need to gather a team of 15-20 people for a shoot next week. So it's very, and we've had this conversation before about being run and gun, but being doable. Like it's something that we saw it when we were on set for the first person shooter video. It was like thinking on the fly, and then you kept turning to me. You're like, oh, so this is run and gun stuff, man. Like we could do this stuff, but you need to have that like big team. I find. I know that you've like produced and directed a lot more than I have. I'm still a rookie in the game, but what are some of like the biggest sets you've been on, or like biggest productions with the biggest team where you do need someone allocated to each little thing? You know what I mean?
Honestly, the first video we did underneath our production company for this guy named Realist K.
Yeah, that's huge.
Director flew in from New York. I just got a huge alley-oop from Colossal. Alex DeLorso threw me a huge alley-oop. He's like, yo, project's too small for us. Do you want it? I'm like, yeah, not knowing like a goddamn thing about real budgets. the budget, like the money went from Columbia to like the director's personal account, and like not something you want to do, because then if you get audited, it's like seen as income. It's like it should have went through the corporation, but we had just incorporated at the time. Our like U.S. wires were whack, and it was like a tight timeline. And the DP is really experienced, and he's very a technical DP, so he likes to have certain gear and like access to a lot of gear. So I wasn't used to a DP like that in terms of like, oh, just get this, this, and this, and not like, oh, I have this number, like we have to work within this.
That's crazy. That cough button coming at
Excuse
you.
me.
Holy Christ.
The bubble's talking to me.
Yeah, true. Shout out Bubly.
Yeah, and then I just got like screwed over because then we hired union guys. I was not aware of like union rates. I was not aware they were going to charge tax on top of everything. I was not aware that he's going to charge me like a $500 scout fee. I was not aware of like all these things. So I'm expecting invoices for like $400. Bro's charging me because we ate lunch 30 minutes past the scheduled time. He's charging me like $80 for that. And I'm like, all this shit. I'm like, bro. And then you just got, now I'm like, so everything is in paper. Like everything, I'm like, this rate locked in. 12 hours all in, like learning these things. And I remember calling Alex while I was figuring out these payouts, and he's just like, I'm like, bro, I think I just fucked up. Like, I just did it wrong. And he's just like, yeah, like you kind of just have to pay these people. And that's just like what it is. You can't renegotiate the rate after we shot the video. Like, it's like, you agreed to this, and you just didn't know what you agreed to. And it's just like, well, that's what it is. And those are the things you're just going to learn the hard way. And that was terrible. I found I was doing too many roles that day myself. And I find that happens if, like, somebody's doing something, I'm like, this could be done way more efficiently. I'll just like end up doing it myself, which is not a good habit. And I'm trying to learn to delegate better. And Nate's always like pushed me to delegate better. Like, for example, we had to get a car in the studio. Oh my God. So we're already like 2 hours behind schedule. We have to bring in a car, and we're bringing it through 2D house on these like wheels. So you can like put it on these like wheels so the car can like spin like 360. And we're pushing it through. And then at one point, so the car was in neutral, then we got it to the doors, and then I think I put it in park. And then we couldn't put it back in neutral. It needed to be in neutral to move without turning it on, but it's now inside of the studio. And then there's people eating lunch right behind the exhaust, a whole cast of another commercial. And the owner of like 2D is like, you can't turn the car on. Like, these people are eating lunch. You have to wait till they're gone because we can't have exhaust going into them. And like the director was just like, yo, like, fuck it. Like, I'll get up there and just be like, fuck it. Like, I'm sorry, oops. Because we have to keep moving.
Whoops, I didn't realize I turned the car on.
And in that moment, like, for lessons learned to like not just tell a story, it was like, okay, well, like in this situation, we have to wait till they're done lunch. Like, that's just what it is. Yeah. What can be done in the meantime? So it's like instantly not getting caught up in the moment and always being like, okay, this is the problem, but is there something we can do in between that might speed this up? So it's not like constantly problem solving. It's thinking, what else can be done now? So then we just set up for the next shot without having the car in there. And it saved us time. Like, we should have done that in the first place. We were so caught up on this like mistake. I had to like step out of the situation. It's always about like being aware of like what the situation you're in, but also being able to step out and kind of take that on and just figure out what else can be done now, because we can't solve this problem currently.
Damn.
Yeah, that video is crazy. And then we went to this diner, and there was like this crazy rig, and I just like paying this guy cash and just like negotiating like I was saying earlier, like, speaking their language. This guy, I think it's called like Harry's Barbecue. It's in Etobicoke. Just like, yeah, he's got to be like, yo, bro, like, I'll pay you $500 cash. You just have to like just be here for us. Yeah. He's like, it's my one day off, and like, I don't know, negotiating with him. Like, we're late at the studio. We're 2 hours late to him, and then like you feel bad, and yeah, holding that down. Then we're running late there, and knowing how much money you have to then like, okay, I'll give you an extra $100 if we can stay a little longer. And we've had those scenarios quite a bit. Even like at a gas station we shot for this Anders video I co-directed. We talked to the shop owner of the gas station about using the shop, but we didn't talk to the owner of the gas station, so shop guy leases his shop that's attached to the gas station. Okay. So we pull up, and the owner is there, and he's just like, who the fuck are you guys? We're like, oh, like, we talked to what's his face. He's like, well, he doesn't own this place. Like, I own this place. And we were taking up so much space. We had like a Maybach. We had like all of our gear, all of these cars, and it was like near near Junction. And I said, like, renegotiate with this guy, and like there was no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I had to get to a number. We had to use this location.
Yeah, and everything was there.
Yeah, everything was there. So it's just like we had to just figure out how to negotiate with this guy, and then I just had to get him to a number and agree. And wow, yeah, man, they were pissed. But anyway, just like learning to work that on the fly. But that's the fun part. It's just like this is high stress.
I was gonna say, like, all this stuff where it's on the fly and you kind of have no choice but to figure it out. What is the satisfaction like at the end once you have found a solution and you're like, okay, like that was hell, but we did it. What's that like? What's that kind of sensation like? Does it make you want to do more of it? I guess so. If you enjoy doing it.
I think it's the new challenges that I like. Yeah, satisfaction is like, holy shit, we actually did that. Like, we had an idea and could actually execute without taking any shortcuts. Is like the best satisfaction. It's like, holy shit, we made it all the way through. I don't really know. We were just doing at that moment in our careers last year. We were just like going.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I seek the next like altercation with somebody that I have to de-escalate. It was never that. It's just more so like, let's keep building the company's brand.
Yeah, as opposed to can't wait for my next negotiation session.
Not something I was always looking forward to. But I ended up like loving them. It's just fun. And it makes for a good story and just like build your character.
Absolutely.
Build your ability
Yeah.
to talk. But yeah, this year's been a lot more slower than last year.
And that's for LUNO or for yourself?
For LUNO, myself as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just been more chill.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. Just our first year, everybody was coming to us, and then this year's a little slower, but we're like rethinking of like, we really want to just do projects that we only want to do. We've done a couple of projects where we're like, oh, we don't passionately care about this.
Right. It's more people coming to you saying, hey, can you help me make this?
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, we'll do that. But it's like, does that bring us, like, what do we gain from this?
Right.
And it's not even just about financial. It's about like learning. To me, it's all about learning.
Yeah.
It's like, can I actually like learn something new from this? Like the canned peaches stuff. Every video is different because I wanted to try something new.
Yeah. Can you touch a bit on the canned peaches and what exactly that is for those who don't know?
Premise is good friend Jake Shannon and his brother Liam Collier wrote a tape called Canned Peaches, 8 tracks, all produced by Liam and sung by Jake.
Great music, by the way.
Fun music, and got a bunch of homies on the tracks. So then I did 8 1-minute videos for each song. And like for the Way to Go video with my friend Matthew Worku, who I met here at in Cry, we shot everything in reverse. So we learned the whole song. He learned his whole verse backwards, and then Jacob did too. And then I just had to like learn how to walk backwards and make it look like you're walking forwards, and then do it while rapping the song with like cues and like being aware of your space and making it look like normal. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Like, it was pretty hard. But like, if you see the Far Side Drop video, it's like an exact replica. Like, I scouted the location based off of that video. It's just by my house, actually. But yeah, so then we did a stop motion video with this phenomenal illustrator named Rana Kram. That took so much time, but it's just like so hard learning, and also like task delegation there. Like, it was at the point, it was a volunteer project. Everybody did it pro bono. And saying to Rana, like, trying to encourage Rana to like keep going when she's like not getting anything out of this besides the portfolio, and I'm putting her through like hours and like over 50 hours of work for free, and I'd be like, oh, here's more drawings, like you can do this, and I can't do anything. Like, I can't be like, oh, I'll help you, where in other situations, like I was saying, I just step in and do it. I can't draw the way she draws.
Right.
I can only do the manual labor once she finishes those drawings. But for me to be like, oh, you need to learn how to paint on acrylic paint and on a plastic cell. And then we need to like, and have those drawings the exact size, and I need 8 of them for a walking cycle. And now you need to learn how to paint a walking cycle with all these new elements. And then a backdrop. And then a floating balloon. And then a barking dog. And then a clown with balloons. And it's just constantly like, I can't do anything besides tell her to do more work.
Yeah.
And it's just like me being patient and trying to encourage her, like shipping her bubblies to her house and like just being like, thank you. Like, I can only show thank you so much. And you just get to a point where you have to let go and just be like, whatever comes of this will come of this. Like, I had to cut things. It wasn't a minute. It was 40 seconds instead. We like freeballed shit on the day of. We shot once, and then there was like a mistake. Not a mistake, but like a misunderstanding, like in the technical drawings, and we had to shoot another day. But that day gave Rana encouragement. She was like, oh my God, I see the process. And now like, let's go for it again. And then we were able to like go in full force on day 2 with way less mistakes. And we knew what we were doing. And like the camera setup was better and everything was better. So we were able to actually like execute the process.
Sometimes it's funny how the world works that way.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to do it one way, and then for whatever reason you can't, but then
the second attempt ends up being that much better, right? The second opportunity.
And that's what I love is like those it was never a failure. It was just like a turn.
Yeah.
And I love those turns. But yeah, that's Canned Peaches.
Canned Peaches. That's such a cool name too. I've never even seen
Oh my
canned
God.
peaches like the. Do they make peaches?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not a thing in Quebec. I don't know. Is it a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing. Such a thing. Have you ever had those fruit cups?
Like Mott's Sensations?
No, those are the gummies.
Oh, true.
It's like fruit in a cup with like syrup in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a peach. That's what a canned peach would taste like, but it's just in a plastic cup instead.
Are those healthy?
Hell no, there's syrup in there.
Yeah.
So good though. Remember as a kid, you'd like pop it open, just
Yeah. That's like
ASMR for you.
one of those things your parents put in your lunchbox, and you're like, oh, this is fruit. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, that was truly them. And the Marchand cherries, Merino.
Oh, Mariachi. No. I was going to say mariachi. Is that the band?
Yeah.
No.
That's the band.
Maraschino? God, I'm a bartender. I should know this.
Yeah, right.
You work in a restaurant. You should
no,
know
hell no,
this.
we don't got those in our restaurant.
No, y'all got. So you're a supervisor at Steam Whistle.
Transition.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. I'm good like that. So, and I feel like I know a lot of creatives who also work in restaurant. Like restaurant is because the creative scene is so difficult in terms of making money, especially at the start. Like you're saying, like low budget stuff, no budget stuff, where you're not getting paid. There's no money involved. You know, it's a lot of passion projects. You need to make your bread somewhere. You got to keep the lights on. How have you found the balance of like doing your job at the restaurant and also doing all the creative stuff you like? I feel like for myself personally, I'm at work, but my head is elsewhere. I'm like, oh, I want to do this video. I want to write this. I want to do this thing. What's it like for you?
Yeah, I see it as like a safety net in a way where it's like no matter what, I have this, and it, like I was saying earlier, it enables you to do anything you want to do. It's not a necessity. Like I'm not producing out of like necessity all the time. I don't want to like learn to hate my work just because I have to do this video. So I only want to do things I want to do. So then finding the balance is hard. Like in the summer, I had to decide like either take a demotion, like get demoted from like supervising like 5 days, like full-time supervisor, or demoting with a pay decrease and supervise less, but be able to, so then I'd be able to trade my shifts easier. So then I'd be serving more, but the same, just lower pay. But that means I could trade my shifts, so then I could do these shoots when they pop up. And I had to choose. Like I was like, yes, obviously, like I'm here for the long term. The minor raise is not gonna like make the difference to me. I'd rather have the ability to trade my shifts. And I was reminded by it this week when we had 2 supervisors leave. And now I'm supervising more, and I'm like, yo, like I can't trade these shifts. And there's nobody here to trade with me. And now I'm like, I have to figure out a way. I'm like negotiating with people, like giving people cash to try and take my shifts. And I just dedicated that to myself in the summer, and it's now like I'm reminded right now why I did it. And
Yeah.
it's, I'm glad it paid off.
That's crazy. Giving people cash. You're down bad like that to get out of your shift, huh?
Bro, I need to go do this video. I need
Yeah.
to go do a video. And I'm going to make more at the video. So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, it's just the cost of doing business, I guess.
At what point did money start coming in from doing these videos? Or does it, or is it like, is it something that's not consistent? Is it like you do 2 videos, no money, you do 1 video, money? Like what is?
I'm not gonna lie to you, we've kind of always made money. Not like
My bad.
I'm buying a crib.
Yeah.
But the work we're putting in, like the amount of hours I'm putting in, it's not like I'm making like $300 an hour by any means.
Yeah.
Hey, there's so much prep and so much post. And that's just like my job is like there to take it all the way through. So it's just a lot of work, but I'm willing to do it. And it's like scattered, like right before this, like answering texts. It's like I'm not counting those hours. It's just like the flat fee that goes into it.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like passion projects, like Canned Peaches like did for free. Just because like I wanted to, and Jacob was down for the count, down for it. And like my short film, like Picnic, and then that music video we did the day after, like free as well. But because I wanted to, like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to be doing with my time. I don't need to be like paying myself to go do those. Like I'm choosing, like those are my visions, so it's like up to me.
Paying yourself. Let me transfer 20 from my check into my saving.
Well,
I earned it.
Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah. But a lot of more. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. So each job's been paid. To be honest, we always find a way, and that's just like what it is. Like, that's when you rely on natural locations. That's when you get one studio, and you don't get other locations. So you just kind of like, how can we optimize this space? And with lower budgets, you're always just like optimizing and just like thinking outside the box. I like that run and gun like on first person shooter.
Yeah. I had a question. It was on the tip of my tongue. It's so far now, but it was so related to what we were talking about. I'm going to take a sip of my bubbly and see if it comes back. I got it. So,
Wow.
yeah, pretty good, eh?
That's insane.
That's the power of bubbly, man.
Hey.
It'll come right back to you. I wanted to talk about LUNO. So, LUNO, you've been doing roughly 2 years now, LUNO, right?
Yeah, 2 years in February is the incorporation date.
Yeah.
That's when it's branded.
So before being incorporated, like once you were incorporated, is that when people started coming to you with projects?
No, people came before that, but kind of just like off of a whim. Like Nate, my partner, photographer first, and our friend Colin, Nilo Blues, came to Nate, and he shot Nate a couple times, and I used to have a brand. And anyways, doesn't even matter to that. Now I was like, I need some videos directed. Are you down? And I kind of just like, oh, whatever. And then he asked Nate, and Nate's like, yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we did these 2 videos, and then that management hit me up, and I did a thing for Overwatch for Rev. The Toronto map got released on Overwatch, and she was like part of the promotion. So I produced this thing, did god awful. Again, no idea what I was doing in the balance. Like that's the first time I had like budget, and I was like, dog, this is the craziest shit ever. I can't believe I did this. But management was like, oh, here's $2,000 specifically for makeup and costume.
Okay.
Like make sure that shit is popping because that's her brand. She's over the top, like always glammed, and like get it right. She's like, okay, perfect. I'll give $1,000 a costume, $1,000 a hair. I don't like know any good stylists at the time. Digby did great. But the makeup artist, I'm like, oh, what's your rate? I hit up a very big makeup artist in the city. She's like, oh, it's like $750. I'm like, well, how's $950? I'm just like overpaying her just because I was like, oh, I have $1,000 set aside. I'm like, oh yeah, here's $950.
Fuck it, here's 2 more.
Yeah, I was like, no need. And I was just like, I look back now, I'm like, dog, what the fuck was I thinking? Just because I had it allocated does not mean needed to spend it there. And that's just like, I wasn't thinking. Like,
That's funny.
and yeah, oh my god, that money easily could have went to better locations. Like we had not good we had one okay location, but yeah. Anyways, like those are the things I'm just like, dog, you don't learn like the thought process and like the value of that. Like that could have went to more of my rate.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, yeah, so that's like I did that, and then we did something else too.
That's literally like you tipped the makeup
I
artist.
did, yeah.
It's
like
like
20%. She handed me her phone, and I was 20%. Out of just genuine, I was just like, yeah, here, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling good today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dumb. But yeah, anyways, then we did something else, and then yeah, I think I just like was asking Alex to get coffee, and then yeah, that real estate video kind of just like kicked it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But dude, I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, no, then Luna from there, and then we did other videos like the Anders video, and then Sahati videos this summer for Nate's girlfriend, phenomenal Albanian artist, and one of our best videos yet for a song called "Too Good to You."
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's our best video yet. That's out now. But yeah, no, that's Luno.
And that's so you're credited as a co-founder and a producer. Recently, more so director, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Cory Pitman, the producer, versus Cory Pitman, the director?
Yeah, producer is down to just make the vision happen and like whatever is like needed to get the job done. Pretty standard in production wise. Like I always try and just be. I don't know how to describe Pitman producer. Director though, I'm just trying to like learn more. So I think just trying new every single time, trying something new. And not just trying to do a video just to do a video. Like it's got to have a purpose. It's got to have like a meaning behind it and some sorts of like what it means to the artist or means to me. I don't know. That's I don't know how to answer that question.
That's okay. You can think on it.
We'll think on it.
Okay, we'll put that one on the back burner.
Yeah.
We'll take a bubbly break. Also, you learned how to drive when you were 8? Can you? Is this true?
Where'd you pull that?
On your website, dude. You put it on your website.
Like my personal website.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I did that in school.
CoryPitman.com. Is that new, by the way?
No, that's super old. I think I
Well,
made that in school.
It's on there.
God, you even like emailed that old email. I was like,
Yeah.
this is crazy that all of this, obviously it's all out there. But yeah, no, I learned as a kid. My dad had a shop. God, I love this. My dad had a shop, and he had like a Subaru that was just like laying around. So then he'd like put me on his lap, and I'd drive around, and then it's just like a big empty yard, and I just like whip, and then I'd get on his lap, and then around I was like 10-ish, then I'd just be driving on my own, like around the yard, just be like flying. It was pretty crazy, actually.
Okay, when did you learn how to drive?
I would say 13 on a Subaru as well.
Yeah, see? That's where it goes down.
My brother learned how to drive. God, he would have been. He was young. He was doing go-kart camp when he was like 8 or 9. Like cars.
Hold up. Go-kart camp? There's a camp for
Yeah.
go-karting?
Bro, there's a crazy go-kart track in Montreal, Cardomania. All the Montreal listeners, y'all know what I'm talking about, just off of DeCarey. Yeah, Cardomania is a summer go-kart camp. My brother, ever since he was 3 or 4 years old, like cars have always been his fascination. He knows everything about like car engines, car models, this, that, whatever it is. And now he like flips cars, not physically like barrel rolling.
Hey, he's a strong guy.
Yeah, it's true. No, but so he would do these go-kart camps when he was 8 or 9. It was like his favorite thing in the whole world. And he was going up against like 15-year-olds and smoking them. Like completely smoking them. And that translated to his life behind the wheel when he got older. He thought he was at go-kart camp, so he would drive that way.
And he's smoking behind the wheel.
Yeah. He would do some smoking behind the wheel, then he would be smoking cars on the street, too.
Yes, sir.
There's this one long strip right near our house. I hope my parents aren't listening. And he would, on the highway, he would like, boom, just book it, like going like 200, 210. Dad, Mom, sorry if you're listening. Charlie told me that in confidence. But yeah, and so he learned how to drive when he was, I think, like, well, he learned how to drive go-karts when he was 8 or 9. But then my grandma's, I think it was a Chrysler. Anyway, he was driving when he was like 11, 12. And then I learned how to drive when I was 15. And now my license is expired and I have no insurance.
Damn.
Yeah.
No driving when you go home this weekend.
No, I'll be driving.
Savage.
Yeah.
Smoking and driving.
No, I don't know about the smoking part.
No, he's smoking and driving.
No. Hey.
Montreal police.
Hey. Whoa.
Okay.
I told you not to talk about that.
In confidence.
Yeah.
We'll cut that bit.
Okay.
Okay. Going back to the question.
Yes.
Director. Just making things that make somebody feel. Either it's like feel weird, feel happy, feel joy. Like that's when you've created something good. It's when it makes somebody feel something. It's short and sweet answer.
So is that what you say is your unique? Like, I have a question here. It says, what makes Cory Pitman a unique creative? Is it that? Is it doing something like
I think it's the ability to pull, like, having my background. God, it's like an elevator pitch.
yeah,
having my background in production. My background in production, like, allows me to, like, see things through from, like, beginning to end. It's not just all about creation. And I don't think it's limiting because I can still have, like, think big and think about how these things can be executed. So I think that's like the big pro behind it is like I'm thinking actuality behind these things and execution behind any visions I have.
Nice.
I think that would be the separation. That's like the difference.
Do you prefer wearing one hat over the other?
I feel like that's the point they're blended. Especially, well, I will say.
This bro's been clicking the cough button like 5 times today.
Using it and abusing it, baby.
Yeah. It's because you're drinking that bubbly codeine mix.
I know. I'm actually sipping on both today. Because I haven't done any like big productions yet where I actually have like a full producer behind me or it's like I can't take the hat fully off yet.
Yeah.
It's always still going to be on.
Like the Ray J meme where it's half on, right? Do you know the meme of Ray J
I
with
wish
the
I could
two?
say Kit pull it up.
Well, Kit can pull it up. So yeah, usually work with the producer.
Yeah, so I actually work with somebody that can like just take it off. So yeah, I don't know yet I can't flip it on or off yet. So we'll get there soon though.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
It'll be like I have a bucket hat that I can flip into a fedora.
Crazy.
My friends make fun of me when I flip it into a fedora though.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I need to see that though.
Yeah, I think I may have lost it though.
You were at the prom?
No, I wore a maroon suit to prom. There's a picture of Ray J. Can you see it?
Ray J.
It's that.
Oh shit.
That meme of Ray J. You know what I'm
I've
talking
never
about?
seen that, no.
Oh, it's so funny. It's like a meme where he's like doing an interview and it cuts to him wearing his hat one way, and then like it's multicam, so it cuts to the interviewer, cuts back to him. His hat is worn a completely different way. Cuts back to the interviewer, cuts back to him. Same thing. Over and over again. My God, I wish I had a cuff button over here.
You don't?
Damn. No, I just have the. I control everything over here. That's my cuff button.
Damn. What makes it good creative to you in Toronto?
Ooh. Like, what do I?
What do you look at? You look at somebody like, wow, you got it down pat, and it's because of this.
Oh man. I think there's a few different ways I could answer that. I look at some. I can. Oh, you've put me on the spot, Cory. Sub cheese.
Whoopsies.
If they're doing something, if they're doing something that nobody else is doing and they're doing it super, super well, and I think that what's helped with that is social media. You look at guys like, I'm going to bring up someone that we both know. You look at someone like Hamza and Martin, and those guys, they've used like TikTok to their advantage to put on these characters, and it's so much to the point where you don't know if they're characters or not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the use of social media to kind of to act in a certain way and pull it off so well to the point where you are playing, it's like people think you're a character 24/7. I think that makes someone really good creative, and I say that because that's something that I enjoy doing. I like performing and putting on, whether it be posting a different skit or something like that. Like, I'm like, wow, that's impressive. That's unique. How do I do that? And also, if there's a creative who is doing something that everybody else is doing, but they're doing it very well. You look at Adidem, you look at Shirley, you look at Secretaries, like, those are all fashion. I guess I was thinking fashion for that one. But those are Toronto brands that I find stick out to me because they're doing it so well and what they're doing is cool. Like Jack and Nick did a full-blown, they had rented out a room in a building where you scheduled coming by to see. It was like a curated one-on-one experience where you would come by, you'd book a time. Yes. Yeah. See, I just needed the one word.
I got you.
Yeah. And then you look at the commercials that like Adidem is making, or like, and same with Parker when he's launching when he's making videos to launch a new campaign. I find that's such a cool way to do it, as opposed to posting a photo dump of, here's our new hoodie, here's our new socks, here's our new whatever, like blending those different kinds of avenues, blending production with fashion and stuff like that. I find that is also another thing where I'm like, wow, that's a cool way to do it. That is a unique brain right there. I think that's maybe that's a two-part answer, but yeah, and it's cool. It's cool to see these people doing it, and yeah, there you go.
Good answer. Who's your dream guest in Toronto?
My dream guest in Toronto for Birdcore?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Doesn't even have to be Birdcore. It could be in a different.
It could be like Celsius Fits, for example.
Or it could be like, honestly, Birdcore is pretty wide, so I guess it could be anybody. Yeah. But don't limit it because of their the category or like job genre they're in.
I want to get someone who has an everyday job. Like, I was talking to my buddy the other day who is a Toronto cop, and he was telling me these stories, and I was going, holy Jesus, do you want to come on Birdcore and talk about it? He's like, I don't think I'm allowed. So I would love to get, like, a retired police officer. I would love to talk to a plumber. I would love to talk to, like, I don't think there's any limits to who I would want to have on and hear their story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In terms of who I've had so far for Birdcore, a lot of it have been creatives. I've had stand-up comedians. I've had producers. I've had production company. I've had, like, actresses. Like, so right now it's very geared towards the creative scene just because that's kind of what I like. But I think once I am able to nail down a bit more of a pattern in terms of having these free-flowing, 50-minute conversations where I can just keep it up with whoever it might be, you know, a high school janitor,
Mm-hmm.
then that would almost be like my unique creative thing. You know what I mean? I liked, like, a huge inspiration for me is Theo Von. I think Theo Von is one of the smartest and funniest entertainers out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would like to model this show and kind of like almost like more of my life. That's crazy. I could hear you sipping that. That's so
Hoping
loud.
you wouldn't.
No, it's fine. I want to model a bit more of my path towards Theo, obviously taking my own twist on it as well. But yeah, that's and my brain's just always going, man. It's always going. And I'm just looking forward to being done school so I can really like push everything else aside and be like, okay, what's my plan? What am I doing?
Man, I feel like school helped me actually work harder.
Yeah.
Like having something that's like consistent. Like during COVID, I did nothing. And it's like having these constraints of like, oh no, I'm working like 6 days a week, or I'm in school and I'm working. I only have this one true day if I actually want to do something. I would do it more than I'm doing now. Like it was crazy. I don't know. I don't understand why. But yeah, I don't know, everybody's different. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, free time as a opportunity. To me, it's like I kind of have to like corner myself into being busy to like keep moving. That's just kind of how I operate better. But I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Do you like being busy?
Yeah, I do. Not just to say I'm busy. I just genuinely like enjoy just doing.
Yeah. I've been told that being busy is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back and I think I'm like, actually, you know what? It is. It means if you can stay busy, it means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Or maybe not necessarily something right, but you're doing something. You're always going, being productive.
Yeah.
And eventually things are going to pile up. The more consistent you are, you know, bada boom, bada bing, the better things are going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, sidebar. Do you think Theo Von's a full act?
No, I think he milks it a bit, but I think he genuinely is most of what he's saying. I think that is like, I think 85% of what you hear him go on about is who he is, because he's had so many life experiences. His dad was 70 when he was born. His mom wasn't really around. He struggled a lot with addiction. So, you know, like there's stuff going on in his brain. So I don't think it's all an act. I think a lot of it is actually genuine. Do you think it's an act?
I think part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much. Like, bro, I know people from the South. And it's like he's too calculated to be that far gone.
That's why I think he's smart. Because if it is an act,
That's what I'm saying. You can't have both.
Mhm.
He's too calculated for for him truly to be like that dumb in a way, or that like so in the sauce. That's so Southern.
that's fair.
Like he's got it. How many nights did he do in Toronto?
Oh my God, like 7 or 8? It's crazy.
Like bro, just on tour.
Yeah.
I don't know, but his naturability. I want to see him off mic. I don't know if he's just so on, but like then you look at like Sacha Baron, and you're like, bro, he's just on.
Yeah.
Like he is not off. Between Ali G, Borat, and Bruno, not Juno.
I was going to say, was he in Juno?
Obviously, but Ali G just like crazy, man. They just like they never turned off.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Theo Von's just like been able to do this for years, or like what he's really like. But yeah, I think it's part act.
Well, one day
gotta
maybe we
be.
can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
But
we'll shake
man,
him up.
yeah. But
Yeah.
for now, it's 6 o'clock, baby.
At 6 o'clock on
We've
the dot.
it's a bit after the dot.
Oh shit!
It's 6 o'clock in a few
Oh,
periods.
there's the beep.
That's crazy. Cory Pitman, thank you so much for coming on Birdcore today.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, dude. May you have many more bubblies in your life.
Best believe.
Much success to you. I'm looking forward to seeing where your career goes. I'm glad that I'm able to call you a friend and that we can work on creative projects together. And I'm looking forward to seeing what more we can do together.
I'm excited for the next thing. Thanks for having me. I feel like I said a whole bunch of nothing, but thank you.
No, you said a whole bunch of lots of something.
Okay, that's something.
Producer Kit, anything?
Talk
What's
to him.
your Spotify rap number 1?
Actually, you won't believe it, but I use Apple Music, but SZA.
Disgusting. Oh wow, really? Eh?
Yeah.
Apple Music. Oh,
That's crazy.
what's that?
I have both. I got both.
Okay.
But then,
Okay.
and then the song called Mojo for my top listening to track.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine was Daniel Caesar.
Yeah. Mine's up there too.
Yeah.
Daniel is my top listen to on Spotify.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I use Apple, so like that's my computer listens.
Bro got money. Okay.
How about sorry about that?
All right, Cory. Thank you again. Kid, I'm so bad
Peace.
at these outros now. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna start music.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Wait. Let me just. Okay, now do it again.
3, 2, 1.
It's like a dream of mine is to completely blow out and like have to restructure my knee.
We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion.
Cindy! The TV's leaking!
McLovin?
Yeah. Today is Thomas Cub's birthday, and this is Project X. Yo.